Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Bunch of Nuts podcast. This is Dan. I'm here with Cass. We took last week off, feeling rejuvenated. Not much has happened. It's May, early May. We got a fun show though. We're doing. We saw a tweet this week, um, and everyone in the world, everyone and their mother thought it was Big Game Boomer. Big Game Boomer came out, our friend of this program, and said, "No, it's not me. I'm spending time with the family." But we have a fake Big Game Boomer, Front Porch Sports, and he's just been on a doozy with some of these lists, and we
Yeah,
had to do our own top 10 coaches list after seeing his list.
yeah. Big Game Boomer talked so much crap for a couple years.
Backed it up though. He was
He
not a coward.
he backed most of it up, I will say, but he never stirred away from it. He never stirred away. So I'm not going to call him a coward. But what I call him out on is he really truly spending time with the family? Because ever since Ohio State won the national championship, dude has been he's like a prisoner of war or something. Like
All right, the timing is suspect when you put it
yes,
that way.
yes.
It has been suspect. It was also during the holidays though, so maybe the guy in the holiday spirit. I don't know. But Front Porch Sportsman, I want to get back to the list.
Yeah.
There are some doozies on the list. So he did his top 50 coaches. He put Kirby Smart one, Marcus Freeman two, Sark three, Ryan Day, who just beat Marcus Freeman and Sark at four and won a national championship. Neither of them. Everyone's favorite was Mike Gundy at five.
I didn't know Mike Gundy was still coaching now.
I don't know, not coaching well. Because they didn't go like 3-9 or something. Oklahoma State, like they had Ollie Gordon, they did not do good at all. Um, and then everyone's favorite part too, James Franklin at number 10 and James Franklin at number 14. And then I feel bad. Front Porch Sports responded and said, "Sorry, I have dyslexia. If you do have dyslexia, I'm sorry. If you don't, you're a fool." Um, and I'm just trying to look what else. Those are the ones that really stood out. A lot of room for improvement.
I didn't think Mike Gundy was still coaching.
No, he is.
Is he?
He,
Okay.
he's gonna coach till he's 90. That guy never win a natty.
I'm a man. I'm 90. I'm a man. I'm 90. Yeah. I saw this and Sonny Dykes being 32, just 2 years removed from a national championship run where he got completely embarrassed. This is definitely a doozy. PJ Fleck, 46. Brent Venables, 50. Um, but Kyle Winningham at 18. Come on now.
Dion
Dabo
at
Sweeney.
24. Come on, man.
Dabo Sweeney at 15. Lincoln
Uh,
Riley, 8. Like, come on. Brian Kelly at 9. This is where we get, this is where we, um,
Jacob Dicker, Jimmy Rogers, are all higher than like Mike Elko. Brent Key, the Georgia Tech coach, who's done a phenomenal job with Georgia Tech. Like what
dude,
a
Brent Key is going to land a big time job soon. I feel it.
I know he's a great coach. He's really turned that
At
program.
this rate, he might be the new head coach of Michigan.
I would be worried if he became the coach there because he like the style they play. They're big. They play big and tough football. Like and they went head to head with Georgia this year. So many overtimes. One of the best games of the year. Um, yeah, he's a good coach, man, for
Yeah.
sure.
So,
Maximizes talent.
so we made a list of our top 10 coaches in the country. Um,
Slightly different. We had some differences, but I like them.
not a lot of differences when you really break it
I
down.
think the back end, near the top, I think everything's pretty much similar, but the back end, I think, is where there's a lot of differences and where we
Yeah, I
rank.
think 7 through 10. And I mean, our top five, I believe, is the same, but we might have it some of them in different order.
Yeah, I think you're right. But I'll let you go first, like always. I'm a gentleman. I'll let you take the 10th pick.
Give me Lane Kiffin. I think Lane Kiffin and the Lane Train, number 10. He's done pretty well at Ole Miss. He's kind of put them in map. He's recruited well down there. I know his big time stars end up going to Ohio State, hence Quinshon Judkins, and I think Taiwan Malone is going to be a big factor this year. But I like Lane Kiffin. I think honestly, if I think Alabama, I mean, actually I can't say Alabama, but I think um, Lane Kiffin, like Ole Miss is yes, he's done a good job there, but like if he was at a bigger at time SEC school, I think he would really do even better. I know he tried that at Tennessee, but I think the older he gets, is he an idiot? Yes, but I think he's a good coach. I think he's top 10.
So, I'm taking a look right here. Uh, yeah, I can never get on the Lane Kiffin train, bro. It's just something I can never do. Um, I did have another SEC coach. I had Josh Heupel over Lane Kiffin. I think Josh Heupel has done a lot more with less. He has finished inside the top 10. His teams have finished inside the, like, if you coaches poll and AP poll, I've finished inside the top 10 twice. Lane Kiffins have only finished once.
This year will be a huge test for Josh Heupel. He lost his quarterback, um, but he got rid of it. It just he lost a lot of guys this year, so this is gonna be a real true test. Can he? Because he doesn't have a big time threat at quarterback. Um, so it's gonna be a true test. I do like Heupel. I think if I would have him, I would have him like 11.
He's
Around.
also, for me, Heupel, he's been a nemesis to Bama. Bama, like, he has basically
I
kind
want
of
to if he can.
brought
I'd
that
like.
rivalry back.
Yeah,
And he's won a BCS like bowl game, Link, and gotten his team to the playoff. Lane Kiffin hasn't won. He has not won a New Year's Six bowl.
yeah. He beat Penn State
Lane Kiffin.
in the Peach Bowl. Yeah.
You're right. I'm so sorry. I don't count the Peach Bowl as a. You're absolutely right. The Peach all right. The Peach Bowl to all right, but the Orange Bowl is much more prestigious than the Peach Bowl. Like I'm
But
sorry.
they've made the Peach Bowl bigger than the Orange Bowl. But
You're
history, the Orange Bowl has always been bigger. But I think ever since they made the SEC, like the SEC, it seems like an SEC team gets an automatic bid in the Peach Bowl.
I don't
But
think the Peach Bowl is a New
it's
Year's
like
Six
the
bowl.
second tier SEC school. Like if you think about it, even when we had the 14 playoff, like the team that was in the Peach Bowl, it's either the peach or the sugar. Like the top SEC team was always going to the peach or sugar.
Yeah. Okay. Well, whatever. I just think Heupel's a better coach.
He's getting. I think this is a big year for him. I really do. You know, they paid a lot of money for a left tackle. They really did.
They got the bones of their team though.
At number 9, I have Kyle Winningham. He's never going to be like top 5, but he's just like Kirk Ferentz, man. He's consistent. This year he had a lot of injuries with his team. Consistently good, consistently tough football teams, constantly getting teams in the ever since he's been took over for Urban Meyer in either New Year's Six Bowl or BCS games. Yeah, he hasn't won many of them, but he's true to his team, and he I think he's a darn good coach. I always thought even if he wasn't at Utah and maybe was at like a Texas A&M or a little bit bigger school, I think he would still thrive. But being somebody that's a great coach, still at Utah, who's like that second and third tier college football program, I think he's a damn good coach, and I have him at 9. I always thought Ohio State should have went after him, but he's been true to his word down there at Utah.
For me, I have the next up and coming guy. Kyle Whittingham would probably be my top 12. I have the next up and coming coach, and really like brought this program back out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I have where is it? Kenny Dillingham, Arizona State, Big 12 champ this year. Had Texas on the ropes in overtime.
Should have beat him.
As one of got his team a bye in the playoff. Um, he went 3-9 his first year. He was kind of taking over a mess. Really righted the ship this year. I know it's the Big 12, but I really like where that program's trending. Um,
I, I know it's May, but them and Texas Tech are going to be battling for Big 12. I believe
yeah,
Texas Tech's got all that oil money now.
I think he'll be higher on this list next year too. I think he could maybe be a top 8, 7
Yeah,
guy.
he might squeak in my top 10 if he continues to win the Big 12.
And then I could definitely see him taking a big time job though after this year. So just stay tuned on him.
Yeah.
And he's so young. He's like 35, I want to say. It's like he's so young. Yeah,
Yeah.
35. Crazy.
All right, and this is where we start getting. I think the top eight in our top eight, there's some differences in the seating, but these are some big time name coaches. This is where you get in your big time name coaches, and I have Kalen DeBoer at 8. He's just a winner everywhere he goes. I really like the Alabama team this year. I think they're going to contend for the SEC along with Florida and Georgia and South Carolina. I really like those 4 teams out of the SEC next year. And I think Kalen DeBoer, is he a Nick Saban? He's in toughest shoes of anybody in the country to fill. I think they're going to win a national championship this year? No. But look what he did with Washington. Look what he did with Indiana as a offense coordinator with Indiana. Took Ohio State on the ropes in 2020. I really like Kellen DeBoer. At first, I was kind of like, is he an Alabama guy? It remains to be seen, but he's still a darn good coach. You filled the goat shoes, man. You filled the goat shoes.
I took DeBoer outside the list. I love what he did at Washington, but it was just tough for me this year. Because last year I would have had him probably like 6. And I was just very disappointed on how Bama played this year. He could work his way back into the top 10
I think a
easily.
lot of it was Jalen Milroe.
Yeah, I watched the clip today. It was like a Ryan Williams route, and then he cooked the DB. It was like a
He
fake
cooked
out
them 3 times.
and then ran like a corner, like a post corner, and the ball was just like the latest throw I've ever seen. It was out of bounds. It was disgusting. Um, but I kind of typed that. That's coaching. I feel like the ball's got to come out. I don't
Yeah,
know.
coaching and a lot of Jalen Milroe
But
stuff.
then we watched Michael Penix last year, and he threw dimes everywhere, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't feel confident enough to put him back up this high.
Yeah, year 2 with Ryan Williams at wide receiver. Let's see what Alabama does.
At 8, I have James Franklin. Um, he really is like the eighth best head.
Well, I have James Franklin at 7, so we'll just talk about it.
I have him an 8. He's always going to be a top 10 coach. I think last year was this year. If Penn State does not win the national championship this year, this is the year for them. They're loaded. They are. There's no reason
They
why
lost a lot on defense. They're loaded on offense.
they are low. I mean, they lost on
The,
defense, but they got Knowles, dude, and I know Knowles is gonna cook. Like I hate to say it, he's gonna cook with them. If he can give them a Manny Diaz-esque defense from a couple years ago, which I think Jim Knowles can absolutely put together in year 1, that with that offense, they're going to be scary. Now, the problem is though, James Franklin can't win the big one, so I think
and Drew Aller still has no one to throw to.
well, Trevor Pena,
And
uh,
they got him, one
and
guy.
Hudson from USC, who had he had like a crazy one-hand catch against LSU.
Yeah, and their offensive line's still suspect, but they're like you said, they're Nick Singleton and Katron Allen coming back is huge. They do lose Abdul Carter and some of their DBs, so and
LeVar Arrington Jr.
but no, but Knowles still gave up a lot of big plays. A lot of big plays. So in his scheme, but Knowles cooked this year, obviously with our defense, but it's still big game. James, look at the year that Haskins went there and came back down. Look, the thing is Trace McSorley better than Drew Aller. They had Saquon Barkley and Miles Sanders. They had Mike Gesicki, and they had what's that? Is it Jahad Dotson? Was it Dotson then? No, Dotson might have been after
Godwin. Was it Godwin?
Godwin. Yeah,
Godwin.
Godwin.
Hey, Godwin.
That was in 2017, 2018. They still couldn't beat Ohio State. That's their hump. People
And
talk about
KJ
Michigan.
Hamler. KJ Hamler too, dude.
Yeah, that's their hump too. Like they've gotten over the Michigan hump before, but it's been a while. They haven't beat Ohio. They don't play Michigan this year again, but they play Ohio State in the shoe.
They literally need to beat the Ohio State this year. I don't want it to happen, but like if they can't beat Ohio
I'm going as far as they haven't won the Big Ten in 9 years. I'm
yeah,
going as far as they have to win the Big Ten this year.
I'm with I'm with you. I mean, I know
And they made a deep run last year in the playoffs.
we're a Buckeye podcast, but like right now, based on the rosters, I would pick Penn State as my favorite to win the Natty. But I just
Still got Ohio
I don't have
State.
faith in James Franklin. That's the thing.
I I still think Ohio State's roster pound for pound is better.
You can make, I mean, you can make that argument.
Yeah.
The top end talent is a lot like Jeremiah. They don't have a Jeremiah Smith or Caleb Downs,
They don't
but
have a Carnell Tate. They have if you
they,
know what, let's talk about we got time.
we might have to get AP on you to moderate this. I don't know. No, I love it, dude. All right. So whose pick is it?
So I had James Franklin number 7, so you're at 7.
Okay. For my 7, this guy's kind of like the anti James Franklin, another Big Ten coach. And all you gotta know is, hey, he got Indiana into the playoff. Kurt Signetti, man, everywhere he's been to, success. Um, was a coach at Bama, like an assistant coach. They won a national championship there. James Madison, no, a number 2 finish, a number 3 finish, a number 3 finish. And then his last year, James Madison, 11-1, and they basically had to change the rules to get them into the bowl because they weren't eligible. That's how good they were. They took the Indiana job or whatever. And
I don't have him in my top 10.
I think he just maximizes his talent.
Yeah, he does. He's a damn good coach, but I don't have him in my top 10 because he got embarrassed in the playoffs. And he's crying about teams spending $40 million for the.
I mean, I would if I was the coach of Indiana and I had like $1 million.
Then go coach somewhere else. Because I think he can. That's the thing. I think he can coach at an Alabama, at an Ohio State.
Honestly,
guess what?
He might go to Bama now. I could see him going to Bama because he has the ties.
I mean, I was going to say UCLA, but they're broke, man. They're going to be bad for a while.
If he got Indiana to the playoff again this year, and like DeBoer stinks, I could definitely see Bama making that call.
Yeah. I mean, Kurt Senegi, he's a good coach. What about Oklahoma? I think this is what I think. And would Heupel do this? We should have talked about this with Heupel. Heupel was already mad that Oklahoma didn't go after him the first time.
I see where you're going with this.
If Oklahoma, I don't think he'll jump. I don't think Heupel will jump. But I can see Kurt Senegi, whatever his name is, in Oklahoma. Oklahoma and Bama.
What if Heupel jumped to Oklahoma finally, and then Signetti, Tennessee?
A lot of NIL there.
And it's kind of like the James Madison region of like Virginia. It's kind of in the same vicinity as Knoxville. Like it's like 3 hours away, I want to say. It's same region you're recruiting. It's like Appalachia.
Do you think if Northwestern had a stadium and they weren't private school, do you think they would be able to get a lot of NIL to be a powerhouse? I know why Rutgers is not a powerhouse. Problem with Rutgers, they're not a private school; they are a public school. But the problem with Rutgers, they've been bad for so long that nobody wants to spend the time to build Rutgers.
Northwestern, all they need to do is just that stadium they have on the lake. They just need to make it a little bigger because everyone loves it. And that I think
Dude,
that
they
would,
should have just built a stadium there instead of tearing down Kyle Field. They could have finished get playing at Kyle Field and built a brand new stadium on the lake.
yeah, man. I feel you. It's a
But
great question.
that's for another day. We need to rank. We didn't do an episode of ranking Big Ten stadiums.
Maybe next week.
Yeah.
I think
Number six. Speaking of Big Ten, staying in the Big Ten. Number 6, Dan Lanning. He's on the rise, but again, Oregon got to find a way to. Yeah, you can beat Ohio State in the regular season. You won the Big Ten. Can you get to the national championship and win? Trump's kind of. I mean, I'm going to sit here and say this. Trump right now is kind of ruining Oregon football right now with all the tariffs with Nike.
By the way, Oregon basketball, like signing Sean Stewart, made my day.
I didn't even know he was in the
portal. He jumped in really late. If you're gonna, you know what, go Phil Knight. You want to spend your money, man? Spend $10 million on Aaron Bradshaw. Enjoy, enjoy, dude. And just come it's about proper asset allocation. It's not about dropping the bag on every player. You got to pay the right guys. Saban said it on College Game Day. You're in trouble if you pay the wrong guys.
If you don't, you're shit out of luck.
You literally, bro. I had Landon same spot as you.
But he's on the rise for me. I think he's damn good coach. Damn good coach.
He is now.
He's good. If he continues to have a good season, he's going to jump my number 5.
Oh, he could be number 2 or 3. Probably.
Even if you don't win a national championship, he could jump number 5 because my number 5 is Dabo Swinney, who continuously keeps dropping. He was number 3 last year. I think we did this last year, and I think he was number 3. So I have Dabo number 5. He just continues to drop. He's just the national champion.
What did he do last year that caused him to drop?
I mean, they did make the playoffs, but they're not they're just the only thing that's keeping them right now is the national championship trophies. I feel like Clemson has continued to regress.
I disagree.
If Clemson was in the Big Ten or SEC, they wouldn't have made the playoffs last year.
Yeah, but I mean,
the ACC is trash.
That's your conference, though. That's your you play who's in front of you.
They used to say that about Ohio State when the Big Ten was bad. So
look. He's proven. I'll defend Dabo.
He's still top 5.
I have him higher on my list. I got in this spot. I got Sark.
I have Sark at 4.
I think his USC days weren't great. Washington days are pretty good near the end. The last 2 seasons have been phenomenal.
Yeah.
For him, it's just getting over that hump. Arguably, if the fourth down play with Jack Sawyer doesn't happen, they could be national champions.
Yeah.
So, but he just didn't win the big one, so that's why he's right there.
Well, even if Jack Sawyer didn't get the strip sack, Ohio State wins that game 21-14 because I think we still would have stopped him on the goal line. But that's free hearsay. I had Sark at 4. I think he's a darn good coach. He's got infamous NIL money with the oil companies down there. They're spending a lot of money right now. If you had to really say, if you go by the rosters and who's coming back, Penn State and Texas for the national championship, or Penn State and Ohio State for the national. Texas and Ohio State for the national championship could be the 3 teams that are. I mean, you throw Georgia in there maybe. Those are the 3 teams that people are always leaning to, or that are leaning to for the national championship. I know a lot of people are saying Penn State and Texas, and obviously I'm Ohio State, Texas rematch.
At number four, I have
It's
famous.
wild that the Buckeyes played both those teams too, by the way, at home.
It is. At number four, I have famous Ohio State alumni, Marcus Freeman.
He's three for me.
He's done a fantastic job.
Yeah, he's done a great job.
It's been such a cliche thing. Oh, I love what Marcus Freeman's doing. He went from coaches poll. He's finished 8, 18, 14, and 2. Obviously had that great playoff run. But really feels like he's built the program. He's got his identity there. They're gonna play great defense. They're gonna rush the ball, and his guys they don't get phased. It's like
No,
you
they
know
were
they
down big to Ohio State and fought.
even the year before when we beat them at the end, they came back and did
We were up 10-0.
yeah they fight, man. If he continues to get the weapons,
It's the Jim Tressel way, man.
it is it is exactly. You're up.
What's stinging is that Northern Illinois loss.
Yeah, crazy.
He's my three. He's my number three. So who's your number three?
Mr. Dabo. Um, I know they haven't been hot lately because
He's got a good team coming back this year.
Justin Fields broke them in 2020. Then they won the Cheez-It Bowl. They lost the Orange Bowl. They won the Gator.
Lost to
I think
Texas.
I think those were anomaly years because they Clemson, man, the run they were on, bro. They won an Orange Bowl. They won another Orange Bowl. Lost the Natty. They won the Fiesta. Then they won the Natty. They lost the Sugar. They won the Cotton and the Natty. They won the Fiesta. They lost the Natty. Then they lost the Sugar to us. Um, just two Natties. I think last year it was the Dabo. I think we were accustomed to seeing. I think just he had such a good run that he had.
And now he's using the portal and NIL, so it could be dangerous.
Yeah,
absolutely. I really thought he was going to Alabama.
And the fear, not the fear, but the nuisance that man was to Ohio State for that period of time where we just could not beat Clemson.
And do we like Clemson fans now or something like that?
I've grown to appreciate them. Yes, absolutely. it was, you know what? I hated Clemson back in the day, bro. Despised them. And I hated them more than Michigan fans. No, it's not even. I like just because we were like we had that winning streak against Michigan. Clemson, bro. Like their fans are not bad.
Yeah, but they could get bad if we play them again.
Yeah.
Number two, Ryan Day, and number one, Kirby Smart. Obviously, what Ryan Day did with this team last year, he's got to get over the hump, beat Michigan. I know he's beat them in 2019, but I think what Ryan Day running this team like an NFL franchise, because that's what you can do now. Mm-hmm. I think, and I'm not saying this because I'm a diehard Buckeye fan, but I think we're on the verge of building a dynasty. I really do believe that and feel that.
It does feel like that. The thing is, the only difference that Ryan Day and Kirby is
titles.
Kirby's kind of built
the head-to-head.
It feels like Kirby's kind of built the dynasty. Ryan's been building towards the dynasty. He's got the one, but now they're ready to go. It's like I have Kirby higher. Obviously, I have Kirby 1, Ryan 2.
Yep.
But they've both been to multiple national championships. It's just Kirby's done it one more time, and he's beaten Ryan head to head in such a close, epic game. It was in Georgia's backyard, but yeah, I think everyone would have Kirby 1, and everyone should have Ryan Day at number 2. And I think
if you don't have Ryan Day at number 2, you hate him.
If you have James Franklin on your list twice, you're wrong.
Oh man. So, we're talking about like some of the honorable mentions. I have the Dillingham. I have Dillingham and Heupel up there. Notice neither one of us had Lincoln Riley.
No.
It's showing. I really like Fran Brown from Syracuse.
I love Fran Brown. He's a stone cold G.
Where do we rank Dion and Bill Belichick? Well, obviously we don't know about Bill Belichick yet, but where do you rank Dion? Top 20? No, I don't either.
Say top.
He's top
35.
Top 25. ish.
I would say top 35 for me. Um, I mean, even on the list, like Eli,
I still
Eli
like
Drinkwitz,
I still like Mike Norvell because I think a lot of the Florida State stuff's not really his fault.
I agree. No, he just DJU coming in and then
What
he
about Billy Napier? Like he's
no, not even
he's
my top 50.
he's got a great team coming back. What about Luke Fickle?
No, unfortunately.
I'm just kidding.
Kirk was kind of low on the list. He was only 20. Um, what do you think of? Here's a questionable one because a lot of people were saying this. What about Sharon? What about Sharon? I got 8 to 5 reasons why not Sharon.
I mean, I got oh, we got to talk about Sharon Moore and their. I'm gonna choose the games. I'm gonna do my self-imposed suspension.
It's so ballsy, dude. It's like
Hey,
you
I
get
will
and
say,
it's sequential order though. It's like when Urban got suspended, it was and people were like, "Oh, Urban picked the first three." TCU was on the schedule. TCU was top 15.
Oregon State is in the Pac-12.
Like Oregon State stunk. It was like Oregon State, Rutgers, TCU. They're doing CMU to avoid the
It's
Stallions
Tulane, by the way,
yeah, the
but
Stallions
still,
on the sidelines. They didn't do the Oklahoma game because he went to Oklahoma, and it's like, oh, that would be too sad for me that I wouldn't be able to go see my alma mater. Like, what are we doing?
dude, he gets fired from Michigan, becomes next head coach at Oklahoma. No, I think if he gets fired from Michigan, he's going to be banned from college football. I think Harbaugh is going to get a ban from college football. But like my brother said, my brother made up a great point. Does the NCAA, does the NFL also step in and penalize Harbaugh? Because Terrell Pryor and Jim Tressel got penalized. Jim Tressel was a game analyst for the Indianapolis Colts and had to sit out 5 games. Terrell Pryor couldn't even get drafted. He got drafted in the supplemental draft, and he had to sit out suspension games because of the NCAA.
I think the fairest person to ask that question to is our good buddy Carson because he's a Buckeye fan, but he's also a Charger fan. So I think I think he could look at that the most objectively, to believe it or not. Um, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Hey, Hammer's coming soon, baby, and
June 6th.
we got all. It could come July. It's slow in July. I need something to talk
I,
about.
re- I really I really don't care what really happens to him, but I think something big's going to happen.
Hey, oh, I'm not worried. I'm in no rush. I'm kicking my leg, but hey, we're natty champs and we're doing coaching ranking.
I'm still basking, as Dave Biddle says. And
Absolutely.
shout out to Austin Ward and Berm going on 10 TV Plus now.
Awesome. I can't wait for that. That
I
was
actually listened to the first episode. I'm going to listen to the second episode. It's on Spotify
nice.
because I can't really listen to it live. But they did their annual stock risings
Yeah.
and stuff. It was a really good episode.
I'll check it out. Cass, we got 10 seconds. Thank you everyone for listening to another episode of the Bunch of Nuts podcast. Go Bucks
Go
and have a
Bucks.
great rest of your week.